YouTube, welcome back to the channel, bringing y'all some more content. So today's video, we are troubleshooting on the Impala. We're troubleshooting a slight idle issue, or idle slash hesitation of power. So what's happening is, well, we're doing some other stuff too. Let me show y'all real quick. So one time I drove this car through the car wash, and it broke the badge off, or it took it off. So I got a replacement badge. I put it on there. I got some emblem glue. It's been on there probably for like an hour and a half now, and then I was just doing basic stuff, man, just cleaning. I wiped down the door jambs and stuff, was cleaning up, just tiny little things. I cleaned out the armrest, the trunk. I haven't cleaned the trunk out since I've owned this car. I've owned this car for 2 years from the person I bought it from, and I have stuff in here I forgot I even put in here. For example, I have my Florida plate, my gasket for the rear diff. I got some anti-seize, not anti-seize, what is that shit called? Limited slip additive. Like, I got stuff in here I forgot about, and I had some oil in here too. But yeah, so another thing too, update. So I went ahead, I called the company that I bought the stuff for the bumper, the clear coat restorer from Optimum. I called them and asked them, I said, hey, I applied it, and about 30 minutes later it started drizzling outside. I know the instructions say 4 hours without water. Is there going to be an issue? And he was like, no. He was like, as long as it dried before it got wet, you should be fine. But it looks real good, man. It looks so good, so much better. And then up here, my mail lady coming up right now. And then up here, we got the bumper, or not the bumper, the side mirror. This shit's clean as hell. Hold on. I ain't had no mail today. And then I came over here and did the side mirror over here. So this right here saved me so much money, y'all, because it was 90 bucks for the can. I don't have to paint my tow mirror. See, I'm too used to the truck scene. I don't have to paint my side mirrors, because they look good. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to paint I don't want to repaint the back bumper, because the back bumper looks fine to me. It looks really good. So I save money there. So really what's going to happen is I'm going to take it to the body shop and have them fix this part here. See if they can blend that, and then fix the bumper, because the bumper got chipped up. So we're gonna have them fix the bumper up in the front and repaint that and all that. But all right, so back to the business. Okay, so I originally, what happened is, when I start the car, when it's cold and I'm driving it, it runs fine. Once it gets up to operating temp, and it's been there for probably about 5 minutes, it'll start stuttering while I'm driving. Like at an idle, at the stoplight, the engine, it idles fine, and it'll have a couple little small hiccups in it, and then as soon as I give it some gas, it'll start stuttering. It almost feels like it needs a tune-up. But I've been doing a lot of research, and people said before you jump to the tune-up, Opti, all that stuff, check some basic stuff. So somebody said the EGR valve, and I was going to come back here and change out the EGR valve, which is that gold looking thing with the little elbow right there. That's your EGR valve on these engines. I was going to change that, and then I came and took off the baseball plate, whatever that shit's called, and over here I find some cracked hoses. So this is real good in terms of, you see that? Shoot, y'all can't even see it. Let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. You see that crack right there? That hose was cracked. I also took off the PCV tube. This sucker's cracked here. That sucker's cracked. It was like that when I pulled it up. And this thing is hard. This joker is hard. So a lot of these this is a vacuum naturally aspirated engine. So a lot of these lines are original from 1995. You know, you're pushing 25, 30 years. They're bound to need to get changed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be going to the parts store, changing that. But I'm also trying to figure out, and then I'm also going to have to look for a elbow for this guy here. But I'm also trying, when I was down here, I was back here, and I'm looking, and this guy was just chilling here, and I have no idea what this is for. It was just chilling down. It was just chilling down in there like that. I pulled it back a little bit, and then I saw it just chilling, and I was like, huh. So, trying to figure that out right now. I'm on the Facebook forums asking questions right now. So, but yeah, this is just an eye-opener, just, you know, before you jump the gun to go change your OptiSpark, which is down underneath behind the crank and underneath the water pump. Before you jump to that, plugs, which I will get to eventually, but if it doesn't need it right now, I'm not going to put myself through that struggle of changing that stuff. Something as simple as that, because I can tell you right now, this right here, this probably was a culprit. had a vacuum leak, because that's what it felt like. It really did feel like it had a vacuum leak somewhere, like it was sucking. Because you got to think, once these lines get hot from the engine, they expand, and if there's a crack or a cut in it, when it expands, it's going to introduce air, or it's going to suck air in or something like that. Okay, so definitely it's nice to see that something like that is an easy fix. My thing is just finding a hose out that can have a bend like that. That'd be kind of nice. But if not, worst case scenario, I'll just put it on there and put a little clamp on it and call it a day. And then I'm also gonna buy a new PCV valve, because actually I don't think that's not even a PCV valve. It's just the elbow. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take this off and reuse it. It's just a crankcase breather tube. Look at that. Learnings occur. I'm thinking that's a PCV valve. I don't even know if this car has one. But that's what we're doing. So what I'll be doing is giving y'all an update once I go to the parts store, swap this stuff out. As of right now, because the car's been since I've owned it, it's been running fine, and I'm assuming this has been like this. So I don't know if this was done aftermarketly or what, but we're just gonna leave that there until I find out more information about it. And also I'm gonna take this guy off too, this elbow, to see if I can find a replacement at the store, see what I can get from that too. So yeah. All right, so I took it off the car. So obviously y'all saw the split. Y'all saw that split right there. That's a no-no. That split goes all the way down to where it actually sits on. And then over here, this is that elbow I was telling y'all about. This thing is tore up. So definitely stuff like this will mess with your performance. And I mean, the car runs good. Like I said, when it's cold, it runs fine. And then once it gets up to temp, it's when it starts to do the little chugging and stuff. So yeah. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can find some new stuff. All right, my YouTube family, I'm back. Finally, it feels like I've been gone for a hot minute. Am I good? Am I good? Dark. Okay, all right, well. All right, so we back. All right, I got a bunch of stuff. Went to Harbor Freight, did a Harbor Freight run. Went there for typical Harbor Freight story. Go there for 2 things, left with like 10. So I'm gonna show y'all everything I got. And then we'll have a little treat at the end of the video. I'm gonna do something to the car, so I'm gonna show y'all everything we got right here, okay? All right, y'all, so Harbor Freight, man, I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all one of those dudes where you like, I don't buy Harbor Freight stuff, it's cheap, it's whatever, you missing out, man. I bought all this shit for $39.99 exactly. Obviously not that. And the brake cleaner, I got it from Advanced Auto. But I went ahead and bought I bought these clamps because we're going to be doing a double DIN conversion for the radio. So whenever I cut the bezel out when I go to re-glue it, I'm gonna need some clamps to hold them in place. So I got 4 of these. Each one of these was like $1.67, super cheap, man. Got me another magnet pan. I got like 4 of these ones. And then I got a suction cup. I was actually upset about this one, but once again, I paid $1.47 for this, but I was extremely upset about this because I had one of these already. But basically, I bought that suction cup so we can change the front roller wherever it's at. Here we go. So we could change out the front tracks for the windows, and then I got to change out the back passenger window ones. I got all of these off eBay. These suckers are expensive. They're like $4 a piece. But we're going to be changing these out. For the front window, I like to use a suction cup to keep the window from sliding down. Because once you disconnect the arm, there's nothing keeping the window from dropping down in there. And I don't want to break it or nothing. So put a suction cup on the outside of it, and I could keep it in position. These are good suction cups too. These things bite. I have one of these. I just don't know where it went. So it was very frustrating. So that's going to be probably tomorrow's video. I finally went ahead and said the hell with it. I bought me one of these panel clip pliers, so that way I'm not breaking and popping off clips with flathead screwdrivers. I saw this and I was like, well, I need to get one. So I bought a little fender cover, because usually on my truck, when I'm working on my truck, it's white, it's big, it's lifted. I'm usually not leaning on the side, so I don't care. But on this car, it's low to the ground, it's paint, it's dark color. I don't want my pants scratching the paint up, so I bought one of those. So over here, we got, so I went to Advanced Auto. So this right here and this are the original pieces that I want to replace. So I got 2 size small hoses because I'm an experiment. I got a foot of each one, even though one looks longer than the other. I'm going to have to measure that, because, and I got 2 feet of this hose. So for this one, god damn it, it's so hard. For this hose, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat this up with a heat gun, and I'm gonna put bends in it and let it cool down and see if it holds in that position. You know what I'm saying? And then go from there. These ones, same thing, or almost same thing. Almost same thing. I'm gonna determine which one fits better on the fittings in the engine bay, and then whichever one does, that's the one I'm gonna go with. I bought two because I mean it was like $1.50 for that. So, and then we got Seafoam. I bought a pack. It's like $17.99 at Advanced Auto. I'm gonna be seafoaming the engine towards the end of the video. I haven't done it since I bought the car. When I first bought the car, I seafoamed it, and like nothing came out, like no smoke, no clouds, nothing. I was actually kind of disappointed, but it's been 2 years. I haven't seafoamed it since I've owned it, or I haven't seafoamed it since I first bought it. So I'm gonna see what's up. And then we got some mass airflow cleaner. So I'm gonna take off the MAF sensor since I'm pretty much right there, and I'm gonna take it off, bring it in here, clean it, let it dry, put it back on. So I'm anticipating by the end of this video, the car should be running pretty good. If it's still running a little choppy, then we got to go further into it. But I got a feeling that these two pieces, the rubber hoses, is gonna take care of that issue right there. Okay. All right, got a little update for y'all. So went ahead and swapped out the lines. Everything went good. I actually found out, I answered my own question. I found out where that other one went to. I just couldn't, I don't know why I couldn't see it earlier, but I saw it now. So slipped a little Vaseline on there so it can slide in smooth, and yeah, she's good now. Everything's nice and snug. I did add a hose clamp to this end because if you look, it has a little bend in it, but it's not like hard or nothing. It's just a little bend because it has to be able to, I know, goddamn, it's hard to see. This wire in the way. It's hard, but it's a bend there. There's a 90 there, so they didn't have any 90-degree fittings, so I just bent the straight hose. It worked perfectly fine. It's on there all the way. I'm happy with it. So, and everything's nice and clean. I also swapped out the breather tube going back there. So before it used to go up and then back. Now it's you know, it's going this way, but it fits good though. It fits good, man. So now that I fixed all this up, this is all nice and tight. We shouldn't be having leaks. I'm gonna go ahead and take the air filter off. I gotta order a new one because this one's like, I can tell it's like clogged up, and cleaning it ain't gonna help it. I'm gonna take off the MAF sensor and then clean that, let it dry, put it back together, and then I'm gonna take off the intake hose. I'm gonna clean out all that crap in there, and then once we get that done, freaking fire her up, put some Seafoam in it, see what she does. All right, y'all, so went ahead and put the intake back on. That intake gave me a fight, man. I'm gonna show y'all in a bit. I'm gonna order a brand new intake setup for that, because the couplers on that truck, goddamn, the couplers on the car, man, I'll show y'all when I get over there. But yeah, so now what we're about to do is we're gonna go ahead and do a Seafoam real quick. And yeah, I got this little tray because I pour it in there, and then I take off the brake booster line and let it suck it up slowly. And then for this one, I'm gonna be spraying this into the intake throttle body, and then I'm gonna pour some in the oil. Because I'm about to be doing the oil change soon, so roughly about a couple 100 miles before the oil change, I'll pour that in it and let it just kind of clean the engine, do all the stuff. When you drain the oil, it comes out like not super watery, but like it comes out very thin, because it just strips all the crud in there. So I do it usually like once a year or every other oil change, not that often. So I'm gonna go there and get set up. All right, y'all, so I just went ahead and put it on. I put the Seafoam in. Now I got it idling, or I'm not idling, but I'm got it waiting right now. So I'm gonna give it about 15 minutes. I had to let the engine warm up because it was cold. What's going on, man? I had to let it get warmed up. So I let it get warmed up now. So it was actually kind of tricky. So I thought I was gonna be able to take off the brake booster like I used to do back in the day. Just take off the brake booster line and let it suck it up through there into the intake. Man, I took that hose off. I took the hose off and it cut off immediately. So I was like, god dang it. So I had to set up the sprayer, and I got it. It's in there. You can see by the intake, by the throttle body and the intake boot. So I was just spraying it in there. It takes a long time to spray if you use the spray version. I was spraying it in there. I had my hand on the throttle, revving it. You know, some smoke started. I could smell it burning. The carbon and soot, whatever's in there, it was burning it, because I started smelling it. It smelled like it was running lean, or sorry, rich. And I kept spraying it, and then eventually I killed the engine. So try to do a hot soak. It's hard to do a hot soak, because what I used to do was I would just take off the brake booster line let it suck it up in the container, and then right before it's empty, I'd flood it, and then it'll cut the engine out, it'll bog out, and then I'll just let it sit. But on here it's a little different. I'm sure I can use another vacuum line. It's just I didn't feel like figuring out which line to use, so we're waiting right now. I'll have y'all by the tailpipe when I start her up and see if we can get some smoke. It's always cool whenever you do Seafoam and all the smoke come out when you crank her up, so we'll see. All right, waited 10 minutes. Oh yeah, I can smell something. Ain't nothing coming out right now, but we're gonna find out. All right, y'all, so we're on the main street right now. Well, not main street, but we're on the street. Not a whole lot of smoke coming out the back. I don't know if that's, I mean, I guess that's good. That means it's not a nasty motor. It was smoking though on the side of the house, or not on the side, in the front of the house when I had it idling. A little smoke was coming out the tailpipe, blue smoke-ish, blue whitish. So, but it's clean right now. Even though I did a Seafoam, I'm more so curious about the stuttering and the jerking and stuff. So what would usually happen, like I said in the past, is I would, you know, when I first start driving, when it's nice and cold and the engine's warming up, it'd run fine, and then once it heated up, that's when it'd start jerking and stuttering and stuff. Usually about 2 to 3, maybe 5 minutes of driving, that's when I would notice it. So if we can go up the street and back down, I would consider this successful. And then if not, you guys will be able to kind of maybe hear and see what I'm talking about in terms of the whatchamacallit. I know my change oil light is on right now. The oil's good. I got Amsoil synthetic, so it's like double intervals. I just, that light is set to come on at 3,000 miles, so I just never reset it just because I knew it was still good. So, but and we're still doing an oil change anyway, so I might as well wait till I change the oil to reset it. But trust me, I'm not running on some nasty old oil. And on top of that, we poured the Seafoam in an oil crankcase. So right now we're at 295. So at about 300 or 395, 400, go ahead and drain the oil and put some clean oil in there. So let that Seafoam work. I'm a big Seafoam fan, man. I've been using this since I was 15 years old. Almost 30 now. So I've been using it. I bought it, my first car was a 1990 Cadillac DeVille, and you know, 15-year-old Cameron was just like trying to find something to make his car run better, and I bought some of that. I followed the instructions, and it worked, man. I was extremely impressed. That and Lucas fuel stabilizer, it got the car running a lot better. So, and it was sitting too. So I don't drive this car as much as I would like to, just because it's not my daily driver, but it's slowly gonna change in terms of being my daily driver slash my go-to car. I love my truck. It's just I need to give this car some more attention, and you know what they say, man, if you don't use it, you lose it. All right, so I can kind of feel it doing that stuttering thing again. I felt it a little bit. Okay, I thought maybe my foot was, I feel like usually I can feel the stuttering in the throttle. Yeah, I feel like very faintly. I don't know if it's okay. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to switch over a little bit. I mean, this car got 131,000 miles on it, original, you know what I'm saying? And it's a good car. It's a really good car. It's comfortable, it's smooth. I like it, the style and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I only put 7,000 miles on it in 2 years of owning it. And you know what I'm saying? I gotta enjoy the car more, you know what I'm saying? I can't just have the car sitting here and not doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? Just because you can't enjoy it. Like, yeah, you'll be able to say it has low miles and it's in good condition, but what's the point of getting a car you really want if you can't enjoy it? Which is what led me to making videos on the car, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm making videos because I'm doing little things, odd-end things here and there to get the car right. The next thing, yeah, see, it's still stuttering. I wonder if it's that alternator causing that. So y'all, tell me what you think. You see the alternator voltage jumping? I wonder if a bad alternator is causing that. I think I might swing through the. I'm gonna swing through the AutoZone and have them test the alternator, or see if they can test it. Hopefully they don't need it off the bench. Yeah. It was stuttering when you saw the voltage. You see the voltage jumping? Okay, so that was from... Okay, right there, boom. And the engine's stuttering right now. You really can't tell. You know what I'm saying? You can't hear it, but I can feel it. Like I got my foot on the brake and I can feel when the engine jerks. It did it again. So I'm gonna have to do some work, some research, and see what's up. I don't know, maybe it does need a tune-up. Change the plugs, wires, OptiSpark. It sucks because there's no RPM gauge in here, so you can't like tell. Yeah, see, it's like super. It's like, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. Like, it rides good, and the acceleration's there. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, man. So I'm gonna take it down this street, open her up, and see if that helps out a little bit in terms of letting it clean herself. Yeah, see, she's hesitant as fuck. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try and see if I can get y'all to hear what it's doing. I'm gonna give it hard throttle. I don't know if you can tell or tell from the sound, but it's definitely it's struggling to get up to speed. It's weird. It feels like legitimately, if you ever drove a car that needs a tune-up, I mean, to me, that's what it's like. But I know these LT1s are a little finicky. It can be something as simple as a vacuum hose, or something as drastic as the OptiSpark, or a wire that's not even, no one knows exists. Man, well, we gotta go back to the drawing board and get that figured out, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't have that. I can't have her. She was running fine. It probably started like a month ago. She was running fine before then. Like it's idling, but it feels almost like it's about to cut off, but it won't cut off though. So yeah. Shoot, I mean, I got a brand new fuel filter at the house. I might end up just slapping that EGR valve on tomorrow and see what happens with it. So, all right, y'all. So I made it back to the house. I'm gonna get back on the forums and keep researching. If anybody knows anything about these engines, about the issues, by all means comment. I would love to get some help or some input. But like I said, man, long story short, when the car is first cold, when I first drive it for the first couple minutes, it drives perfect. The minute I guess it warms up, it just starts like stuttering. Like if you give it some throttle, it like falls down. It falls on itself, but it picks itself back up. Like it's not getting full power. It's hard to explain. Idling, I can feel like a little stutter or a little every like 2 or 3 seconds I can feel maybe like just a little voltage, not voltage, but like movement, like very, very small, man. It's hard to explain. But if anybody got any input, I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, y'all take care, be safe. I will see y'all soon, and y'all have a good week.